Hello there, you're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. This week, we're discussing why and how you should change the stories you tell yourself and others, because clinging to these stories is keeping you stuck right in them. I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started. Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. Have you ever been talking with a friend and she is going on and on and on about a problem, and you realize that every time you see her, it's the same old story, on and on like a broken record? Or maybe you've got a story you tell, complaining about some aspect of your life. You might even be telling it to others because you find it amusing. And these stories are particularly hard to resist telling because you feel that you're making someone laugh. But here's the thing to know. Whenever you tell that story, you are keeping it alive and creating more of the same for yourself in your future. You think you're getting something off your chest or sharing a funny story about a relationship or whatever. And yes, you are doing those things, but you are essentially misusing your creative power. Energy follows thought. That means that the things you repeatedly speak about and think about often and express with great feeling or emotion are creating what you will experience in the future. This is how the creative process works. So when you tell your stories that are not about what you actually want in your life, about all the things you'd rather not have or experience or deal with, you are keeping them alive and vibrationally active, and thus you will continue to get more of the same. So keep in mind that you experienced these particular events because of your past thinking and speech. That got you where you are today. They were created by the creative energy of thought and emotion. So if these things are not wanted in your life, stop energizing them by talking about them and telling stories about them to everyone you meet, funny or not. This is all about taking responsibility for what goes on in your mind and consequently, what comes out of your mouth. Funny story or not, this is a choice you make. Now, many people are not aware that they have this choice, or they don't want responsibility for managing their thoughts or their speech. They say, I can't help it. That's just the way I am. But unfortunately, as well as keeping themselves trapped in a victim mentality, they are throwing away their creative power. Because this process of managing your thoughts and emotions and speech and actions done wisely is what will create a better and more harmonious future for yourself. It's how you create a life that is filled with the things that you actually want in your life. You don't get rid of the shitty, unwanted stuff by constantly railing against it, by complaining about it, and by resisting it. All of those things bring you more of it as you are continuously energizing it and keeping it alive mentally and emotionally. And as I talked about in a recent episode about thinking on purpose and how the creative process works, you are stepping down energy from the level of thought to the level of emotion. And if you energize those enough, it will manifest on the physical plane as some circumstance or event or issue, whether you want it or not. Another scenario is that you may be feeling great. You're in a good, expansive, and upbeat mood when you meet someone and they begin relating to you their story of woe, of something they don't want. And as you listen, it triggers something within you. And before you know it, you're feeling crappy too. Your high vibration mood has resonated with their low one. And that's not how we want resonance to work. So today, I want to take a quick look at how we can stop telling those stories that we really don't want to be ours, and instead tell ourselves stories that create good things in our lives. Let's energize those things. Let's create a sense of positive expectation that good things are always happening. Let's leave alone those stories that people are always nasty to me, though the world is a shithole, or that people are so dishonest, or whatever the stories you tell yourself are. Anais Nin said, "We do not see things as they are, we see them as we are." So all of these things, these beliefs, are perceptions that are personal to you. They are the filters through which you view the world. And when you go into a situation with a certain expectation, you're probably going to experience it in a way that corresponds to your expectation or your preconceived idea about it. Now, this is not just universal mumbo-jumbo and metaphysical blah blah. Here are some rules of the mind from the great hypnotherapist Marissa Peer that are really good to know and to think about and to understand. Here we go. Rules of the mind. Your mind responds to the pictures you construct and the words you tell yourself. Your mind does not care if what you tell it is good, bad, true, false, healthy, unhealthy, or right or wrong. It accepts and acts on your words regardless. Your every thought and word form a blueprint that your mind and body work to make your reality. The strongest force in humans is that we must act in a way that consistently matches our thinking. What you present to your mind will present back to you. Every thought you think causes a physical reaction and an emotional response within you. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. Then the universe makes those beliefs real. That's the creative process. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge when dealing with your own mind or the mind of others. Your mind responds better to positive words and to specific, detailed, dynamic words and instructions. The mind learns by repetition. What is expected tends to be realized. Whatever you focus on, you get more of. So those are the rules of the mind. So it's really important that we start thinking in a way that is beneficial to us and really to the world in general, because we're all in this together, creating a way for good or ill. We're creating our lives individually, and we're creating the world collectively too. And it's up to us what we energize and thus experience. We are constantly experiencing outwardly what we are experiencing inwardly. It begins on the inside. It's an inside-out process. So how can we take charge of the narrative and change the stories that are keeping us stuck? Firstly, stop telling the stories of your woes and the things that you don't want. Take away the energy from those things and apply it to what you do want. Next, we create a sense of positive expectation that good things are always happening. in all areas of our lives. Things like, life is good, things are always working out for me. I am always meeting lovely, kind, inspiring people. Wonderful opportunities are always coming my way. I am always in the right place at the right time. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I have plenty of time. I always have all the time I need. My cells, my organs, my whole body is brimming over with health and vitality. Now, these are just a few. You can create new affirmations like these to suit all aspects of life: relationships, career, business, home life, health, finances, all areas of life. And sometimes it's not even a big, huge scenario that needs changing, but just a shift of focus. For example, rather than seeing the irritating little things that drive you nuts about someone, focus on the good things about them. Try this, and you will be surprised at how effective it is at shifting your perspective, as well as evoking a fresh response from them. Focus on the good things, and you'll begin to notice even more good things. Seriously, this can refresh and turn around a sour relationship. Now, to help you make this shift and to change the stories you tell yourself, I have a free audio download, The Life Conspires to Make Me Successful Affirmations. Based on the principle that all consciousness inherently seeks to fulfill its highest potential, these affirmations program into your mind what each cell, each atom, and each chromosome already knows: that it is uniquely suited to its environment, and that it will develop and mature and fulfill itself. So this recording includes affirmations for health, prosperity, and success, and instills the belief that things are stacked in your favor and that you are attracting inspiration, opportunities, and miracles into your life. So you don't need to rely on your individual resources alone when you open yourself to the support of life itself. So you can get this short audio download, The Life Conspires to Make Me Successful Affirmations, at the inspirationcloud.com/SYO47. And those are the numbers 47. So I'll put a link in the show notes. Now, if you're interested in taking your well-being to the next level and being better than happy, why don't you sign up to the waitlist for my upcoming Inner Circle membership? I've been talking about this for ages, I know, but you know what it's like. Things always take longer than you think. But I'm getting there, and it's getting so close. So the Inner Circle is a monthly membership where I'll be teaching my most powerful top-down techniques to sort yourself out, to free yourself of your hang-ups and blockages, to take charge of your mind, and to nourish your soul. If you've been listening to this podcast, you'll know that I'm all about giving you the tools you need to transform your life. And in the Inner Circle, there will be mini courses, hypnosis sessions, guided meditations, EFT tapping videos, neurolinguistic programming techniques, mindfulness training, the ageless wisdom teaching, and so much more. So that wherever you are on your path to greater well-being, you can start right there and then take the next step when you're ready. You'll have all the tools, practices, and techniques that you need to not just heal your life, but to make it more meaningful, fulfilling, peaceful, and beautiful. That is better than happy. And I'm making this transformation process enjoyable for you using these really fun and engaging animated videos that you're going to love. So it's not going to be boring slideshows and talking head videos with my head there going blah, blah, blah. Seriously, you're going to love learning this way. It's so fun. So if you're ready to transform your well-being and be better than happy and would like to be kept informed, go on over to theinspirationcloud.com/membership to get on the wait list, and I'll keep you in the loop. Okay, my friend, that is all for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. So take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I really hope you found it helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor, and I will be eternally grateful for your generosity. It would also be lovely if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one, folks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.